Good morning, how's everybody doing? This is a brand new vlog on a Saturday morning. You caught me bright and early in my cleaning clothes. I will step back. And I've got a new camera. I bought the Canon Powershot V1. So we're gonna start vlogging with this camera, which took me so long to decide upon. So this is gonna be a vlog for my existing vlogging audience. Hi to all of you. And to those of you who are maybe new here who wanna see how this looks. I'm not using any external microphone right now, although I may switch it up later. I just wanted to give it a test. It looks so bright in here. If you compare this to my older vlogs, where I'm using just my iPhone, of course the sensor on that is tiny, so it's always very dark, but now it's nice and bright. So anytime that I'm switching over from this vlogging camera back to my iPhone, I will put that on the screen. So for those of you who are just watching to see what the footage looks like in a variety of situations, you'll know what's what. Finally, the weather has cooled down here in Toronto. We've had successive heat wave after successive heat wave, and we're finally at a beautiful 25 degrees Celsius today, which is perfect summer weather. But how much I'm getting outside today, I don't know, because it is a bit of a homemaking day for me. So let's get to it. I'm gonna put a load of white laundry on and get these cushion covers in there in the meantime. Have you heard that some people don't separate their laundry by color? What? Are people putting whites in with dark laundry? I wanna know. Let me know down in the comments, because I feel like half of my time here is devoted to trying to find enough things to put on a white load sometimes. Have you ever seen the show Derry Girls, which is set in Derry, Ireland, which is very close to where my husband is from? And there's a scene in that show where the mom is desperately trying to get a full load of laundry going, so she's like trying to collect clothing items from everybody around, because just on principle she won't put on a half load, and that is so me as well. But I think I read an article saying you technically don't have to separate the clothes anymore. Ooh, the exposure is getting quite dark. Let's see if it brightens up if I come a bit closer. Yeah, it's brightening up now. Technically, with the way clothes are made now, you don't have to separate them because the colors don't bleed as they once did, but I find that hard to believe. I still do my whites separately, and they do become dingy the times that, sometimes a white sock gets in a dark load. That sounds crazy to me. You will not find me putting darks and lights together. So this is the washing machine in question, and I'm just gonna pop these in, and I feel like this washing machine is gonna die pretty soon. It is now 20 years old, and I'm quite sure it's at the end of its life, but we're gonna see if we can get maybe another year out of it. I mean, it's working okay, but famous last words. I feel like now that I've said that, it's gonna die. This is Nature OxyClean, which is a Canadian company. So if you're in Canada, this works really well. Definitely get this instead of the other one, which is called, what is it called? It's also called OxyClean or something, but this is a really good Canadian company called Nature Clean, and I use a lot of their products. So in addition to this, the other thing I use for the laundry is this big jug of laundry cleanser. I wonder how well the camera's gonna pick this up. And this is the scent Lemon Verbena, which is beautiful. Really, really good product. All of their stuff is really good. All right, let's do a normal wash with hot water. All right, I finally found myself outside because I want to clean off the porch of the house, which I have not really had an opportunity to do for two reasons. One, the landlady of the building next door was out there doing whatever she's doing, tidying up the lawn, and I kind of just didn't want to get into a half an hour chat with her. I'm sure you've had days like that. And then I have like neighbors across the street that just kind of sit there and stare all day while sitting on the porch. So they're away because it's a long weekend. I saw them go camping. So now's my opportunity to take out the hose and spray everything off. I'm on the iPhone now because the Powershot, as lovely as it is inside, and I can already see that the image quality is so much more flattering on that camera, but it's not weather sealed at all. So if it gets wet, that's the end of that camera. So now we've switched to the iPhone for the next little bit. See, it is just so dusty, and I think this is the weather, to be completely honest. It's just been really dry and dusty over the last few weeks. So, and I don't come and do this all the time. This is not like a regular part of my cleaning, but definitely a couple times a year, I like to give the deck a good scrubbing. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that was the rinse off, and for the scrub-a-dub-dub portion of today's activities, I'm going to be using Dawn dish soap. That's right, just good old-fashioned Dawn. lots of warm water. And then for the stonework and even the chairs, I'm gonna be spraying it down with this here bleachy solution and then rinsing everything off. We're back to using the Powershot V1 inside. Again, no microphone. Just using the microphone that's built in. If you stand behind it like this, I've noticed the sound is really good. So I think that this sound is gonna be really good. They made this for vlogging, so that stands to reason, because when you're vlogging a lot, you're behind the camera instead of facing it some of the time. Okay, back to the iPhone now. Hopefully everything is in order and you can hear me. Just using this bleachy solution to spray down some of the stone to lift some of the dark pollution. Because this is a busy street, there's lots of exhaust. Let me just show you what I'm trying to do here. So if you just look here, it gets dark, right, from the pollution, and you can scrub it, but I find a little bleach helps as well. And you can put it on these untreated wooden chairs too, because they also get very dark from, yeah, just being out here and being exposed to the elements. Oh my goodness, that was a thankless job and I'm tired. I'm settling now for a nice 11s. Does anybody else call it that? I saw that once in a Graham Greene novel and it kind of stuck because I do like to have a little something coffee-wise at exactly 11 almost every day. I used to be able to just power through the whole morning. I'm finding I can't do that anymore. So it is an instant cappuccino. Do not judge me, okay? It's Nescafe's cappuccino sachets, and they're only 60 calories. How can they be so low? What's in there? Sugar, milk ingredients, instant coffee, coconut oil. So it's good. It's not palm oil. It's coconut oil in there, which is better for a number of different reasons. One sachet. So you just open these and you pour water over it, and it gives you this nice, lightly sweetened cappuccino moment, which I love. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're in skin smoothing mode because I wanted to try that out. And we're gonna switch over from the internal mic, which I've been using all along. I have not put on any external mic while using this Canon. And we're going to try something in my little basket of AV stuff, audiovisual stuff. We're gonna try it with the Rode mic. Now, this is an expensive external wireless microphone. So let me hook that up. Hopefully it's okay. Here we go. Okay, here we are using the mic, the external mic. Eventually they're gonna make these so small that we're gonna look back at these videos and think how ridiculous it was we were wearing these cubes on our chest all the time. But right now they're just, there's nothing better for when you need to get further away from the camera and you don't want to pick up all the ambient noises. Here I am all the way back in the powder room that's off my kitchen. I live in an old house. I don't know if you guys know that. I lived in a very old house circa, I want to say it's circa 1912, which isn't old if you're in Europe, okay, but by North American and Toronto standards, over 100 years old. Here is a pretty old house for a residential situation. This coffee's just hitting perfectly. All right, sun hat is on. Let's go back outside for another chore. I know that many of you don't know me, so despite the emphasis on homemaking on this vlog, I am a work from home mom. I am not a homemaker. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm not, but I'm someone who does all her own chores. I used to have help back when I used to be like a full-time office worker. I used to have a cleaning lady come every week or 2 weeks, but you know, COVID meant that I just mostly stay at home now. Haven't worked in an office since then. No intention of going back, but that does mean that I like to do my own laundry and stuff right like that now, just because I'm home all the time. But I don't love to clean. I just love for things to be clean. I always say that. You should see me. I am bundled down like an absolute pack rat. I've got the laundry. Wait, let me see if I can shove out. No, wrong way. Okay, that's as wide as we're gonna get. I've got the clips, the clothes pegs, I've got the laundry in this thing, I'm holding the camera in the other hand, I've got the hat on, and I'm starting to perspire, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so here we are. This camera is specifically meant to be great in the sunlight, so we'll see if that's true. Let me pull down my clothesline here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna settle you guys down over here. All right, can't see, is this catching my eye? It is, but is the mic working? thing I am noticing for you who are here for the camera review side of it is that it's taking a bit of time to auto expose for my face. It kind of forgets that it's supposed to be like we're in the middle of a scene of me talking, so every time I pop back into frame I notice that it goes dark and it needs time. It needs time to figure out what it's doing, and I suspect maybe this will get corrected in a firmware update. Once again, switch back to the internal camera phone microphone. It's okay now, but as soon as I move off to grab something and come back in, it gets dark again, so it's kind of annoying. So what I'm talking about, see how dark it is? What I'm talking about for people, for those of you in my existing audience that maybe don't know what I mean, is that when I go back into, like if this was my iPhone, my face would be bright the whole time. It would never get dark. Popping in, popping out, this is never a concern. But with a camera like this, it is, and I'm not that happy with that. Even though I'm overall very, very happy with the camera, it's just something to keep in mind. But I think that, again, they can fix it. So that's the cool thing about cameras these days. The camera you're getting out of the box, if you're not happy with certain features, often they do improve it on time, especially if it's a good company like Canon. All right, laundry is all done. As I zoom in, testing out the zoom, that was very satisfying. And now, on to the next thing. Just getting a little bit of lunch on the go. I'm always bending. I need to get a new tripod now too, because this one is not high enough. Thank you to my regular vlog viewers for like contending with this situation. I know this isn't our usual subject matter, but I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Now, again, we're back to the internal mic. Let's switch over to this one. Nothing but the best for you guys. This is the Rode one that was super popular before the wireless ones got popular, so we're gonna switch over to this now.
Okay, this is so funny, but I'm immediately noticing a problem with this microphone, which is, I think, the Micro Pro or something. I can't remember the name of it, but it was expensive back in the day. They're cheaper now. The wind muff is in the way of the of the view. Oh, I can see the LED flickering. Okay, my goodness. You fix one thing and then you have a different problem instead. So just having some dim sum, I'm going to do that quick. And I'm not sure what this mic sounds like, but maybe it'll be good. It would be good if it is, because it doesn't need any like charging or anything. Sometimes these old school analog microphones are the best ones, but I don't know.
Back to the internal mic once again. That microphone was okay. Now we've got Niall in the room. Why don't you say something so that it can test your voice, because your voice is a lot louder than mine. Yeah.
Look at that.
Wait, hold on.
That's Irish tea for you. Nice and milky. Okay. I'm off to do really important stuff, like put the milk back in the fridge.
All right, I'm going to do the thankless task of washing the windows, and I'm wearing yet another apron. This is like my inside apron, but I wear this one for doing art a lot. I kind of dirtied the other one doing the outside stuff. This one has no strings in the back. It just, you throw it over your head and it has this loose kind of Anna Green Gables vibe. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do windows. You will not do them any other way after you see this, because it is so clean, so effective, so satisfying that I can pretty much promise you that you're not going to want to go back to using like Windex and paper towel ever once you see this. But you do need a good quality squeegee like this one. And when I say good quality, I feel like this was like $11. But the one you don't want to use is the kind that's attached to the back. You know, like the ones that they use at the gas station to wash the windshield. You don't want that one. You want like just a dedicated squeegee. And life is so easy when you use this, and I'll show you how. So let's clip this on and get going. Okay, we've got our squeegee. The next thing we need is some sort of pot or something to put in dishwashing soap and a cloth. And it needn't be a big bucket or anything like that. You want to, once again, go in there with your Dawn. I use dishwashing soap for so many things around the house, like, and specifically Dawn. You know, I've definitely dabbled in the organic stuff. You know, I was talking about the brand Nature Clean. I've used lots of their stuff over the years, but something about the cleansing power of Dawn, which is quite gentle. Let's remember, dishwashing soap is meant for hands. And, you know, as they say, they clean these ducklings that get oil on them. But I'm 100% not being paid to say this, but I do like Dawn. I prefer it to other dishwashing soaps. I find it to cleanse really well. So anyway, put a decent amount in the bottom there. And then you want to put in just, you know, warm or hot water. So once you've added your water, you don't need a ton of water. You just get your dishcloth. It genuinely doesn't matter, whatever your favorite dishcloth is. This is a sponge dishcloth that you can reuse. They're also sometimes called Swedish dishcloths. If I had just a regular cotton cloth one, that would be fine too. So you need these things, and you have to have, this is essential,
You just have to have a tea towel, dish towel, whatever you call these. I prefer one with a flat nap because I just find them to be more absorbent, but whatever you have is fine. So you need this. This stays primarily dry. Then you need this wet soupy mix, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. So once again, we've got sudsy water, clean dishcloth, and the squeegee. So you're going to take this and you're just going to squeeze it out. It has to be a little bit wet though. You don't want to get a completely dry squeeze. You want it to be sudsy, and you want to put a lot of suds here, like this. Okay, you just want to suds it. Maybe you need a bit more liquid. There's of course sunscreen all over my sliding glass doors always, because the guys in my house don't seem to know how to use the handle. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So, Niall's holding the camera, so that was meant for him.
There's a lot of truth to that statement.
There is a lot of truth to that statement, he says. I don't know if you could hear that. Okay, but I am, now that I'm here, just actually gonna wipe that handle off. Okay, it needs to be pretty wet, so that's pretty key, right? And you can do this indoors too. Maybe you just wanna have something like another towel underneath to catch these drips if that bothers you. But if you're gonna mop the floor right after, it's probably not that big of a deal. So once we've done that, you need to have this towel in this hand and basically the squeegee ready to go in the other. So what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna make an L shape, like an upside down L shape, and I'm gonna show you. So you're gonna go like this, then you're gonna go straight down like this. Then you're gonna swap hands, you're gonna get this squeegee. I'm just gonna take the dust off of it. And it's drying so quickly. You're gonna do a wipe, then you're gonna wipe this down. You're gonna go here like this with a little bit of overlap with what you did clean already. And you're gonna keep just wiping it off. But notice that I'm overlapping the dry area. I don't know how well you're gonna see that with the sudsy area. It's evaporating so quickly because it's warm out here. And it might take you a little bit of getting used to doing this technique, but it's so quick and it's so clean after. So you'll see there's still suds in this thing, on this corner side here, and you just wipe it. That's all you do. Boom, it's done. So quick. I'm gonna do the other one now, just so you can see, but I will not walk you through it, but you'll just see how quick it is for me to do it. So I'm gonna show you how quick this is. Normally when I'm not trying to explain at the same time, I can do this pretty quickly. I can get all these windows done in about 10 minutes. And I don't mean just these, I mean also the front windows as well. And there's even some dirt here, so I'm actually gonna grab that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. Once again, I'm gonna make that reverse L shape. Here we go. Then I'm gonna grab my squeegee and I'm gonna squeegee it across. I'm gonna overlap. Now, if you've seen professional window washers do that, they do this in like seconds, but I'm not that quick. I do it about once every 2 months or so. Then I'm just gonna wipe this. That's it. That's the window done. No more Windex needed, no more paper towel. Okay, my friends, it is now 2:15, and I'm going here off camera. Have you heard what people are calling these diet drinks now? Fridge cigarettes, which cracks me up, I'm not gonna lie. Don't worry, I am actually drinking water now and again off screen. I am now pretty much at the end of my tether in terms of energy levels for cleaning anymore, but I have just one more hateful task to get done. Then I will be free for the day. No one's telling me I have to do all this today. That's just me wanting to get it done so it doesn't carry on over till tomorrow, because like I said, this is a long weekend. So if I can get the cleaning done now, I can relax for the next few days and maybe even go outside properly, not just to clean things. That would be nice. Coke Zero. I used to be a devoted Diet Pepsi drinker. I want to say devoted, I don't drink them every day, but I feel like it's okay to treat myself to a diet pop after cleaning all day. I would very much also like to get off my feet, but I just got to do one last thing, then I'm calling it quits. The problem with Coke Zero though is that it tastes terrible once it starts to warm up. Like, it has to be drank fresh out of the fridge or else forget it. Soon as it gets a little bit off the chill, I'm not interested in it anymore. So gulp, gulp, gulp. Okay, the background sound is now vacuuming. This is Killian's bedroom. We've got to do his bed, and he can do that. But what I've got to do is come over here to the linen closet. And then on this top level of the house, I have this bucket here. And so I just have like an upper level bucket so that I'm not having to drag supplies up and down. And so this is my bathroom cleaning supplies for the upstairs main bathroom, because we have 1.5 bathrooms in this house. I've just been stabilizing you guys on pretty much any kind of surface that I can find, because I really do have to get a better tripod situation. Let's see, am I even in frame? I definitely have to get a better tripod situation, but in the meantime, I'm just stacking you guys up anywhere where it is stable, which is not a great long-term solution. Okay, just gonna clean off the sink area, the bathtub, the toilet, and then I'm done for the day, because I'm beat right now. I have no idea how this bathroom gets so dirty so quickly. Like, I have to clean it actually a couple times a day, and that was one of the main reasons for me bringing a whole set of extra stuff, including rubber gloves that are just for the upstairs. I will clean on the weekends, but I find like midway through the week, we got to do it again. All right, the only place that I use disposable products in the entire house is just for wiping the toilet, in which case I just use these Lysol disinfecting wipes. But other than that, I use like just washable cloths. So in the edit, it may have looked like I didn't do that much scrubbing, but believe me, I did give that toilet a good top to bottom cleaning. I just didn't include it all because I didn't figure you want to watch 3 minutes of me wiping it down. Okay, well and truly done for the day in every way. This I am shooting in P mode. P mode, if you don't know, is just like one step up from automatic. It basically is automatic, but it gives you a bit more control and also a bit more information on the Canon V1 screen, because just to the side, I've got the screen where I can see myself, and it shows volume, and it shows a few other things that auto mode doesn't. Anyway, I'm gonna pivot now and talk about what I'm eating. A friend of mine brought me these Trader Joe crackers. So I'm gonna have a few of these. Peaches are now in season in Ontario, which is amazing. I love peaches. And I just want to put you onto this cheese, a nice Irish cheese. I'm sure you can get this anywhere, and it is very good, very buttery and no funky flavors. So if you're into hard cheddars, is this actually cheddar? It doesn't say. It's called Kerrygold Dubliner. To me, it's like a white cheddar. Ripened, firm cheese, aged cheese with a distinctive taste and a natural hint of sweetness. So really, really good. We've had other ones, but for some reason this one tastes really good in this yellow label. This is the perfect day out, and I'm sorry that I feel like I missed most of it by being inside, but hopefully the weekend is good as well. I feel like I should still exercise today, even though that was a decent workout at some points. I still may do a little something. This is the perfect bite. So this is Trader Joe's Raisin Rosemary Crisps with a tiny little bite of this cheese and maybe a slice of peach as well. Very good. Nobody's really on the streets. It just got really quiet around here. Everybody's like gone on vacation, camping, etc. People are in Europe. It's nice and quiet, how I like it. So I am back on the iPhone because there's no way I can take out that camera for doing this. Walking and talking, nothing's gonna beat an iPhone, I don't think. Nothing simple and easy to hold in your hand is gonna beat an iPhone, not even the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Because of the way it's stabilized, it does do this like kind of bounce. The iPhone doesn't really do that. It's so good for a walk and talk. The only problem is though it's a bit tight on my face, meaning that we're up pretty close. It doesn't give you that nice wide angle that the Canon would have given me. But if I had the Canon with me right now, this would be so wobbly, it would be like unwatchable. You would feel seasick watching it, so we don't want that. Now change into another V-neck t-shirt, and my favorite types of t-shirts are from Splendid, from the company Splendid, and I'll even try and source them secondhand. I just find the cotton to be really nice, and it's like the right amount of stretch, and they're fitting, but they're not too clingy. So Splendid, if you see one of those t-shirts, give them a try. They're much more money than your like fast fashion t-shirts, but I think they're worth it. Oh, these are nice. Look at that. Very pretty. Just in general for vlogging, like use your smartphone. Don't invest in a camera. Like I've been vlogging now for over a year, and I've only now just decided to invest in a Canon camera, and even that camera is not for out and about vlogging, not least of which is that it costs more than my smartphone, so I don't really want to have something happen to it, and it's heavy. Apples on this tree. Look at that. These nice. Look at that. Your smartphone, I'm sure if it's like a more modern iPhone or Android, is more than adequate. The videos on them the video capability is usually very good. sometimes superior to some of these cameras that cost a lot of money. But what the Canon does better than this phone is that it's nice inside my house, because my house is dark. The smartphone does not quite cut it, but outside, like, you can see how pretty the colors are on the iPhone, how good the focus is, how bright my face is and continues to stay. Like, you have to spend over $1,000 in my opinion to get quality as good as your smartphone if you're looking to buy like a camera instead, at least in Canada. Okay, let's have a look at this sign. Apple alert with Spider-Man. Help Miles keep the laneway safe and clear. If you spot an apple on the path, pick it up and pop it in the bucket. Together we keep our laneway safe for everyone. Not all apples are enchanted, but they can still be a problem. Be a helper of the forest and city by putting fallen apples in the apple bucket to help keep the path safe for everyone. Dwarves and daydreamers alike. I guess this is the bucket. I don't see any apples though, so I guess it's working. Let's see the apple tree. Oh, okay. So I guess this sign is working because I don't see any stray apples down here. That's nice. Also, is anybody really vlogging with a big camera? Like, remember you used to see that? I'd say maybe pre-COVID, you would see people out with actual cameras on like a selfie stick or a tripod, and they'd be holding them. And you see this big camera with a big microphone. Like, nobody's doing that anymore. I feel like you just stick out like a sore thumb when you do. So something like just using your smartphone, I think in this situation where people are maybe walking by and spotting you, people don't bat an eyelash because they're used to seeing people chat. Maybe they're on FaceTime or whatever, or maybe you are vlogging, but people don't really stare. But if you're holding a camera, like even the Canon V1, which is a small camera, people are gonna look. That's my opinion. So I don't think it's good for handheld anyway. But it's great for inside the house, and it's great if you don't wanna fiddle around with interchangeable lenses, which I do not, or lens caps, which I do not. And if you just want that pretty Canon color. This does look nice though, because we're at a nice golden hour and the sun and the look is very warm right now. So this is actually better looking than usual for my iPhone. Also, if you come to this point, I just want to say thank you for being so patient with me. I know that the audio has been kind of strange. Visually, it's been like different than usual because I've been using this iPhone for so long. So after, a couple years of just being an iPhone exclusive YouTuber, now we're moving into trying a new camera. So thank you for your patience as during this vlog, I'm working through all those little issues, trying to really dial in the settings so that they're nice for you guys. And maybe you guys don't care that much, but here's the thing, I do, because I have to edit my own videos and look at myself for so long. I really want to like the image quality that I'm getting. And the phone is great for most of the situations, but there are a lot of inside situations where I just haven't been super pleased with it. So it's nice to try something new and old in a way, because my very first 4 or so years on YouTube, I was using a Canon camera as well, and I always loved the quality of it. It's just this like really nice look for my particular skin tone. I've noticed that some people's skin tones suit different cameras better. Some people look better on a Sony, but that's not me. Once upon a time, I had a Sony for a little while, and I didn't keep that camera because I looked like a ghost in it. Look, I just look totally drained of my natural color. And I know you can do like color correction and stuff like that, but I'm not that good at it. Rather just have something that looks kind of nice as soon as you shoot it. And Canon definitely always gets there for me. But one thing I always say about this smartphone is it takes such nice landscape shots. Like, let me flip you around so you can see what I'm seeing. The colors are so beautiful, and the iPhone really does them justice. Okay, we're gonna come closer to this garden and you're really gonna see what I'm seeing. Footage is nice and stable with this iPhone 15, and everything is just so pretty. Look at that. I think that looks really good. These are echinacea. I believe these are black-eyed Susans. And then this person over here has a lot of hydrangea. The greens are so nice on the iPhone. I mean, the Canon colors are beautiful too, don't get me wrong, but it's not as stable. So you'd be seeing all kinds of crazy jelly wobbles like I was telling you about, and that just doesn't happen with this phone. So I'm gonna continue. I think what I'm gonna do is keep the Canon, which is expensive anyway, as an indoor camera, which is how I intended it when I purchased it, just for better, lower light conditions, and then use this when I'm out and about, which makes more sense. It just feels so much more comfortable. I can hold this for a long time. It's not conspicuous, and I think it's
quite nice. I think it looks quite good. So we're back inside and we're just taking advantage of some of that nice stuff that Canon does when it comes to rendering a little bit lower light levels, like rendering nice skin tones. I think that it does a very pleasing job image-wise. Let's do a bit of a comparison. I'll put this on underneath. Okay, actually doesn't look that bad, but I'm kind of stuck at this angle. I can't zoom in or out as I can with this, so I'm kind of stuck here. But with this one, I can punch in to get a closer kind of a look. I wanted to give product showcase mode a little bit of a go on the Canon. And so what that is that if I hold up a picture, it should snap right to it and then snap back to my face. So I've just been doing art in this little journal every single day. I have been drawing something that is going on in my life. So instead of keeping like a more traditional type of journal, I draw, color something in, and then write a note about the day, and that's been very satisfying so far. Once again, it is dark in here, but I'm near a window, so all the light that we're getting and all the light that we've had today has been just mostly natural light coming in from the windows. What's nice too is having this huge ability to kind of zoom in like this, you know, which is very close, but also zoom way back out on the same camera. So I am actually enjoying that feature more than I thought I would. I thought it would be kind of hokey to zoom in and out in the middle of a vlog, but I actually see that that's very easy and gives you a lot more variety for shots. I'm just gonna relax now. It's been a long day. It's the long weekend for me, so I'm gonna take a couple days off. I'll be definitely filming with this and definitely also mixing in my iPhone footage as well for all the reasons we talked about. So if you have watched to this point, thank you. Drop me a comment, your choice, any kind of emoji if you don't know what you want to say. I always appreciate just you popping up to say hi that way. Consider subscribing if you want to see more vlogs, because I'm going to continue vlogging and making videos. So instead of you trying to remember what the name of this channel is, which is Helen Avery, by the way, you'll be subscribed already, so it won't be hard to find. And with that, I shall leave you and we'll see you in the next video.